Hey girl!
Hey mama!
Ready to get unschooled?
Totally!
Welcome to Moms Unschooled,
where we break down all the things from the mundane to the magnificent, so you can think for yourself and do what's right for you.
This episode is sponsored by Kim Merritt at Lemongrass Spa. Lemongrass Spa offers handmade, non-toxic, family skincare and cosmetics with natural and organic ingredients. Kim is a military spouse and mom of two, has been using and selling Lemongrass Spa products for 8 years. She is offering 10% off shopping discount for our listeners. Check out the show notes to learn how to save. Happy shopping and enjoy the episode.
Hey Erin.
Hey girl, hey.
How's it going?
Oh, living the dream.
Okay, cool.
I just got done with an awesome run.
Oh, I'm not a runner.
What?
Unless it's for a specific purpose, such as a ball, like running to a ball.
Getting chased by zombies.
Yes, sometimes. But I mean, I always played sports. I just never got into running as something that was ever enjoyable. I don't know, but you like it.
Yeah. Well, what do you find enjoyable?
Winning at sports. So run. But okay, like when's the last time I did sports? Like I played softball, field hockey, basketball all through high school. And then in college, I played softball. And then after that, it was kind of like, what are you supposed to do for fun that's either athletic or something like that? And then once I had kids, I don't know. I went to some workout classes when we were stationed in 29 Palms, which were super fun. But that only worked out while my son was going to the school on base. But when he changed schools to a private school, that's like the last time I was part of like a fitness group. Do you do fitness classes here?
No.
Okay.
No, but you kind of got me here. What do you do for fun?
I don't know. That's a good. Well, I like my job. I like working.
That is not for fun.
Well, but I don't like. What would I do? I don't like running. I like shopping, but I'm also trying to be a minimalist in some ways, so that doesn't really work out.
So what we are gathering here is Sarah has no hobbies.
I'm pretty lame. What do you do?
What don't I do, girl?
Okay.
Cross stitch. Yes, I'm an old woman at heart. Photography, reading, exercise, crafting, travel, and planning.
What crafts do you do? Wait. How did you get into cross stitch?
Well, way back when, small town girl from Indiana.
Okay.
No, really, my mother loves cross stitching. I watched her do it my whole entire life. And I thought one day as a 20-something, I thought maybe I'll just try to finish one project. My whole life, I grew up and she'd buy me tiny little ornament cross stitches to finish. I never finished a single one in my entire life.
Okay.
And by 25, I tried it again and really enjoyed it.
What do you make?
I like to make pieces that go in a frame and hang on a wall.
Oh.
I'm not the one who makes a cross-stitched sweatshirt.
Like pillow or something.
Right.
Okay.
There are no dish towels in my house that are cross-stitched.
Okay. Well, now that you said that, I don't think my mom had any hobbies.
Really?
Because like she worked and she volunteered. I grew up in the Northern Virginia, D.C. area, and she volunteered at the National Zoo in like the great apes habitat.
Cool.
And so like that's what she did for fun.
Well, that is fun.
But then, I mean, we did stuff as we always went skiing, but that's not like a hobby. Well, I don't know. Is that a hobby?
Well, I kind of think of, things that families like to do for fun is a family thing. But we need, as mamas, something for ourselves. And so even if you have 20 minutes, what's that one thing that will give you enjoyment?
Bad reality TV? No, that's not a hobby. But I do keep it classy. I won't watch like anything with tons of like cursing and things like that. I'll watch like just, I don't know, like $1 Million Listing or whatever. Just stuff to be like, oh, look at those people in their lives, just to get a break from thinking about what I have to do later.
Have you ever tried some sort of hobby as just a pastime for you, something to slow down and enjoy?
I used to scrapbook, but this was all before kids. And like, I think I still have the scrapbook I never finished. And then I donated all the supplies because I was like, I'm done with this, and thought that it would be way more efficient to just like print photo books, which I haven't done since my son was born 6 years ago anyway. I think one of the challenges is I work so much from the computer that I don't want to be doing something online anymore. So maybe like, I know some people blogs. I know you're really good at editing photos. Have I ever had a hobby? I did pick up tennis, but this is like, again, 10 years ago before kids.
Doesn't count.
I ordered a new racket recently.
Oh, well, then it might count in a week or two.
Yeah. So my plan that when the kids were going back to school is that I did find a neighbor down the street who said she'd play with me. So
great. We are on our way to a hobby. Is there anything that you like to do in the quiet hours of the morning? You know, maybe do an adult coloring book.
Oh my God. No. I tried the adult coloring book thing once. It was so stressful for me. Do you know how small they make those like color sections? I mean, you could spend all day just doing little dots inside of a flower. No, seriously. So I bought a Christmas special one a couple years ago, and then another one at like Ross or Marshall's or something. I maybe did like half a page, a third of a page of one, and I was like, this is ridiculous. And I think I gave it as like in a stocking stuffer to someone else. I kept the colored pencils that my son makes up games with and throws across the room. So it wasn't a total waste, but...
Okay, reusing materials. I like
but
that.
No.
But
the coloring books are not for me.
Create anxiety.
Yes.
Okay. Well, what do you do? So I'm an early bird.
Okay.
And I know there are night owls out there. I hear you. I support you. I have absolutely no concept. I turn into a pumpkin like the Cinderella story by 8 o'clock at night. Are you an early bird or night owl?
I am an early bird, but the challenge is so is my son. Like there's never been sleeping in unless he is like ill or we just moved and everyone's jet lagged.
Sure.
It doesn't, like I rarely have to wake him up for school. He's up and I think he has like this spidey sense that on the rare times that I am up before everyone else, even if I set my alarm, I'll hear his door open like 5 minutes later. He'll be like, Mom, and I'm like, like, you know.
Got it good.
So I am an early bird in the sense that same thing, pumpkin, 8:30, I'm done. But I don't know what time. I would have to like get up at like 2 a.m., go do a hobby, and go back to sleep at like 3:30 for that to work.
I did have to find that magic hour in my family of 5. And when I say magic hour, it could be magic 20 minutes.
Okay.
Now my kids, mother of 3 here, they are early birds as well.
Okay.
What I had to do in terms of strategize my me time, is what I call it, is kept setting my alarm clock a little bit earlier.
So what time do you typically wake up?
I get out of bed at 5 a.m.
Okay, consistently.
I set the alarm for 4:45 and hit snooze one time to make it feel like I get to sleep in a little bit.
Ooh, okay.
Totally brainwashing myself.
And do you ever just blow that off? Like,
yeah.
Okay.
But I will tell you this. When I blow off my alarm clock, 5 a.m. call, the day doesn't go nearly as well.
Okay. So, all right. So it's 4:45, between 5, you get up.
Now that gives me right now these days about an hour and a half.
Oh.
But I've set it in case anyone wakes up at 5:30 that day and needs extra mom cuddles. I do that hoping I get my 30 minutes and ecstatic if I get an hour and a half.
And let's say on a bad day, what do you do in those 30 minutes? And what do you do on a good day when you have over a solid hour to yourself?
In my 30 minutes of peace, I get to have a cup of coffee all by myself.
Okay. Do you take the dog out first?
Nope.
Okay.
The dog goes out after everyone wakes up.
Okay.
Because, oh, by the way, we live in apartment stairwells here, and I live on the 4th floor. So a lot of times when my husband's traveling, I'm not allowed to leave my house because if my children woke up and I wasn't there, I would be in big trouble. They wouldn't put 2 and 2 together that mama just let the dog out the front door to go potty.
And it's not like you have a backyard to like just go sit in by yourself.
Exactly.
Well, okay.
So take the dog out. No, that happens after the children are awake so they know that mama will be back in 5 minutes.
Okay.
I even like to get up before the husband. Now, he tends to be a night owl anyway, so this is really easy for me to do. But if I have 20, 30 minutes by myself in the mornings, I get 1 cup of coffee in the dark, in the quiet. And I get to just zone out. I can work on the day's lesson plans. I can cross-stitch, watch silly Netflix shows, work on my blog, anything that's by myself with 1 cup of coffee. And the day is going to get off to the right start.
So is it hard for you, let's say you sit down and you're in the zone doing something, not something specifically leisurely, like not just like watching the news, like you're writing something for your blog or editing a photo. Does it disrupt you if child 1, 2, or 3 bursts in and is like, Mom?
Totally.
Okay.
And that's why there's this little invention called the TV.
Okay.
They can sit next to me and cuddle while I finish this thought. They're engaged. We're still snuggling. It counts. No mom shaming allowed. Survival mode, y'all. And once I finish that thought, make a couple notes for the next, I can put it away and not feel frustrated.
Okay.
It's a win-win.
And they let you do that.
They let me do that.
I think that's, my son is such a social little guy that I'll say like, okay, let me finish XYZ. And be like, okay, but he'll keep talking to me. You know, he'll be like, oh, I'm like, like, I think you're missing the point here. But okay, so you explain to them and then you take your time to wrap it up and then you
just put on their little show because they want a little bit of quiet veg out time too. And that has really helped me get my morning in, get organized for my day. If I don't get that, I feel like I'm hitting speed bumps all the way through the day. And I can get cranky. I don't want to put that on them. It's not their fault. And so this helps me get in a positive frame of mind, have a little bit done on my to-do list, or just sit in quiet and think happy thoughts. Now, if I get my hour and a half, that also includes some exercise.
Okay. What do you like to do? You run in the mornings, right?
I like to run if my husband's home.
Right.
And if he's not home, we were handed a free elliptical this summer, and I love it. It helps me get my wiggles out. That's what I call it. I like to track my steps, and it just lets me listen to podcasts, watch some Netflix while I get some steps in and everybody else is sleeping.
I love that. And so what if they came in the middle of the elliptical?
Then I'm going to give them a 10-minute show and say, let me finish 10 more minutes and then I'll snuggle with you.
Okay. Our neighbors just ordered a Peloton. Maybe I can go over there and use it at 4 o'clock in the morning. We'll see.
Boom, exercise and hobby.
Okay, that sounds cool. And I guess you had started off by asking, like, do I have any hobbies? Did you not see the probably early 19th century Swiss tile stove, cast iron stove that is in our basement? Did I show it to you?
No.
Okay, so I like antiquing, but again, I have a conflict with I'm also trying to be more minimalist and not have more things in my household to take care of and manage and find a place for and blah, blah, blah. But when COVID started to hit, there was not a lot of going around to antique shops, things like that. So I did find off a German buyer. We drove probably over an hour to this cool little town, and I'm going to butcher the name, so I'm not going to try to say it, but I'll show it to you later because there was an awesome hike to a waterfall nearby. So anyway, his name, what was his name? It was this awesome German, it was Wolfgang, that's what it was.
Yes.
So my poor husband, me, Tracy, my husband, and my son drive to this little town. It's like all picturesque. And we go to Wolfgang's house, which is like this little German thing. And he opens his garage and there's this antique Swiss tile stove there. His German neighbors start to come out because they're all interested in the activity. There's like these Americans in this small little village. I'm not kidding, Erin. This thing is probably 350 to 400 pounds. It took the 3 gentlemen just to get it in our car, and then it scraped the car. I have a dent in part of my car. In any case, it's super cool, and so I did spend some time this summer basically excavating the inside of it because the time period it was made in, it was just like rocks and mortar and brick, and that's what's the heft of it. So I got my little supplies. I researched how to restore cast iron. I've been restoring that. And then my husband did decide that it's way too freaking heavy to trounce around the globe so long as we are moving for the military. So I'm going to have to sell it. But I liked restoring and redoing that. And I found a couple other cast iron pieces. One is a cast iron antique scale off eBay that I walk by it every day in my little china cabinet. And I'm like, I need to clean that up. So I like stuff like that. So you think that's something I could do like early in the morning, just go scrub it with my steel wool?
If that sounds like it would give you joy, because I mean, let's face it, you're really good at this stuff. Her house is beautiful, y'all.
Oh, you're
and
sweet.
Even though she talks about minimalism, it is still so nicely put together. I'm not saying other minimalist houses aren't, but she has a really great eye to put things together. And she's really good at restoring and, finding a good deal, then restoring that good deal. And so if that gives you joy first thing in the morning, so be it. Or maybe you're researching other things to purchase and restore and sell again at that hour. Girl, I think it all boils down to whatever you can do around that first cup of coffee in the quiet by yourself.
Okay. I did a couple weeks ago, or maybe it was like more when COVID started. People were coming out with all these blogs of like what to do at home, things to do. I saved one of the list of like hobbies for women. Let me know what I don't know. I don't think any of these, you tell me if you could see me doing this.
Okay.
All right. Scrapbooking.
I can see you starting it.
All right. Fair. Knitting.
Nopes.
Okay. Quilting. No. Okay. Pottery classes. How would I do that at home? I don't think so.
You could get your own wheel.
No, thanks. Okay. Painting. I think it's too messy. Origami.
If it tickles your fancy.
Maybe we'll do a Facebook Live where I make an origami something. If you have requests for what you would like me to make.
This is going to be brilliant.
What would you like me to make? An origami what?
Flamingo.
Okay. Oh, Lord. Okay. I think they sell origami paper at the little dollar store style thing here. All right. Decoupage. Is that basically like paper mache?
That's right. But you could do like a flat surface decoupage, like a tabletop.
What would I make?
You take art materials, newspapers or magazines.
But see, here's the problem after I made it. You would have to keep it at your house because, again, it would disrupt my minimalist vibe.
It would.
And it's not an antique.
And it's not your style anyway, so you'd have to sell those. If you got really good at decoupage.
Oh, I will.
Style.
Okay. It's official. We're going to auction off. I'm going to decoupage something for our listeners, and we'll do a giveaway. I don't know what I'm going to make.
A decoupaging original.
A Sarah special decoupage. Okay, so that will. I'm writing this down. I'm a big note taker. So that will be for a giveaway. And I got to make Erin's flamingo. See, this is already stressful now. Adult coloring books, no way.
Absolutely not.
Okay. Knitting they put on here again because they have no other original ideas for women. We should compare a list of dad hobbies and mom hobbies. Give me a break. Okay. Needlepoint, is that different than cross stitch?
A little bit, but I think cross stitch is usually thrown into that mix.
I don't think that would work for me because you know that I purposely will not buy clothes with a lot of buttons because if it falls off, I will not put it on.
Well, and if you don't like dotting your way through an adult coloring book, that's essentially what cross-stitching is.
No.
Tiny little X's to make a ginormous picture.
Okay. Calligraphy. I do have very good penmanship. But again, what would I write?
Wedding invitations for
To
people?
who? Is anyone getting married? If I was really bored, I could take our PCS orders and just write them in calligraphy. Excuse me. Oh, soap making?
That's kind of neat.
I kind of make my own hand sanitizers and cleaning products with some essential oil stuff, but I have not tried. I looked into soap making once, I think, and you actually have to, by the time you buy, I'm also too much of a realist for some of these hobbies, because by the time you buy the ingredients, I could just order nice bars of natural soap that I like.
Right.
So why would I make the soap?
It'd be different if you had lavender fields and lived on a lavender field
Right.
farm.
But I'd have to buy all the stuff.
Right. I'd like to see you try it, though.
Okay. Possibly. I'll consider the soap. Similarly is candle making. But I found when I looked into that, it's the same jam as far as by the time you buy the beeswax, because I try to use and purchase all more natural products. So by the time I bought all that stuff and added my own oils, it would just be to burn them, which is essentially burning money. So I don't know. Soap you can at least put on your body. I have not taken a candle shower before. Okay.
There's a first for everything.
Weaving, again, with the knitting. No.
No, not you.
Okay. Jewelry making. What would I make? I don't.
Now I'm a little intrigued.
Okay.
I think this is where Pinterest comes in for information.
Okay.
Some YouTube channels for how to. And then you can auction off your jewelry.
That's my like. It has to have a rational function.
Sure.
If I can buy jewelry that I like better than, I have made some jewelry and I still have it. Okay. So when I did study abroad in Italy, I took a jewelry making class.
Neat.
And I made a sterling silver heart and like a ring with a coral opal. We'll have to take some pictures. I'll post on Facebook. Is that all I made? I kept it just so later I could sell it for the weight of the silver. And I just forgot about it because we moved so much. But I recently found it the other day and I was like, I need to send these off to just get the money for the materials.
Fantastic. Oh, you're good at this. Well, that's the thing. Through all of your travels, because we live here in Germany, through all your travels, maybe you find river stones and you figure out what are actually good stones to create pieces or,
jewelry?
Yeah, or, Venetian glass.
There's probably like a German law about removing river rocks. And so then I can't record with you unless you're going to bail me out. We would have to bribe them with my decoupage artwork.
Link it to the GoFundMe.
Yes, exactly. Well, thank you for giving me some ideas.
Of course.
So I guess I'll have to report back on my hobbies.
Yes, we're going to have a part 2 on hobbies. Hey, if mama's happy, the family's happy. Get some me time in there, ladies. Whenever, for however, how long. What is that thing that gives you a little bit of joy, a little bit of peace first thing in the morning, that gets your day started right, therefore your family can start right? Keep us posted, y'all.
Love it, guys.
Choosy.
Thanks for listening to Moms Unschooled.
Subscribe on YouTube, follow us on Facebook, or email us at momsunschooled@gmail.com. Choosy!